You sure? Yeah.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Text Shia my phone charging.
Hi, I'm Siri. How can I help you?
Text Shia my phone charging.
I'll send this.
We start. We live, yeah, right?
Yeah, now we on. Yeah, we live right now. Do it. Yeah, how we been, man?
Been cool.
The best
Gotta get up and get to it, you know? Every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Put this hear that real quick. Oh man. Yeah, Darnell, man. The bachelorette party, man. Baby shower, you know. That was a good time catching up with some of the pops and all that.
Yeah.
It was so many people. I was so glad when everybody that I did know started to show up. That was cousin. No, I tried to barbecue for your cousin for his birthday. Cousin, let's start with a D.
Here.
Okay, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I called him like
yeah.
6 days in advance. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm gonna fly up there. And,
Yeah, you talking about going out there, right?
yeah, I was gonna drive an hour out there and everything. And then he said, I'm like, man, I started to head for the door, and I was like, bro, I ain't even got his dude address. And I called him like 4 times, and he ain't. Man, I'm like, man, you think happened to him? Because he didn't know because he had called me the next day talking about. No, he called me like the day of. No, he called me the next day talking about. Oh shit, man, I took some medicine. And then, man, I was out all day. And I'm like, really? Yeah, this is medicine. So I believe it, right? And I guess I'm I marinated his face for like 10 hours.
You know, cooking.
Yeah, I do. Oh, it was freedom, boys, too. It's gonna be more yeah, man. Whenever you come back out here, you know, like I'm a good Christian, man.
Oh, you be talking about this.
Gotta have that last day, boy.
Who?
That last day.
You talking about the reception, right? Yeah, we talking about the reception.
That's the body.
So Chicago Black Delegation Podcast is a show dedicated to reshaping and reclaiming the black culture in America. The intention of this podcast is to improve the conditions of blacks in America by way of platforming different ideas. At no point will the views shared on this podcast be the show's title, conversation headers. Individuals express ideas or otherwise should be interpreted as an attack on other groups, but rather as a means to a better end for blacks in America. Views shared by individuals do not represent the views shared by the Chicago Black Delegation, its staff, or other guests unless specified. So everybody, welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation call-in show. Y'all know the drill by now. There's a number at the bottom right-hand corner of y'all screens. Call in if you have any disagreements regarding any of our past videos that we aired this week or beyond, right? Little kind of update on the channel's growth that I'm, slow and steady wins, right? Said we ain't not in too much of a hurry, especially I know that truth don't necessarily isn't necessarily fair on it just kind of is what it is. As far as like the kind of the reception that we've been getting lately, we had just aired the Black Women's episode. A lot of brothers being angry, you know what I'm saying? I want to say the brothers being angry I want to say the brothers have been just as angry as the women were when we aired that Cynthia G video. So like, a lot of dudes kind of just saying, I understand. It kind of been boiled down to like a couple different talk points where like one camp is saying like, a lot of men need to be worried about ourselves and worried about like our own and kind of keeping it at rather than trying to go out our way and protect women, still strength. But it's also, and I kind of understand that perspective for the most part, but then there's also the cast is flat out saying that women, they don't, black women don't deserve respect. They don't deserve protection, and it's about their own attitudes. That's why they land themselves in the position they're in. And then, and if it's not those two, it's like a lot of guys just kind of been saying things that's just got nothing to do with the conversation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of really just running. You know what I'm saying? Angry nigga, you know how those guys, the ones that's just, they don't get respect in the street, as far as women is concerned, so they take them out on the internet, you know what I mean? Y'all have like if y'all seen any videos, like, I think you was there, man, did you have any like thoughts about that at all?
Yeah, I just feel no fucks, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is they was comparing us to white people. That's what happens when you compare to other people. White dudes go get knocked out for their women. They will see a random white woman that's just getting touched out, they gonna be shooting. And maybe because they're not used to the type of environment, like our environment is different. And we know if we go do that, they possibly they get shot and everybody. Them, they don't really think like that, you know what I'm saying? They don't come from that type of environment, so they quick to be a little bit nasty with each other.
What do you think about protecting the black women? For the most part, I know we kind of had a conversation the other week about like socialism and how do we extend our reach, our grace, personally how we, and I think we kind of like best, at least for now, the best to keep it within the family. When I say socialism type measures, I'm talking about like offering help, like as far as pulling everybody, pulling as many people as you can in your household. Handing out, giving out money and stuff like that, or giving out resources and things like that. And I'm kind of in the same boat. At least I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat regarding like protection of women. Like more so, stick with the women that you have the most influence over. Because in my opinion, the best way for anybody, right, to be protected is for them to protect themselves first, right? And I mean, what better way than to be able to protect yourself than with through word of mouth? You know what I'm saying? If there's a street or if there's a place, an area of the town that you best should stay off of, how would you know not to stay go to that part of town if somebody had not told you? And if you have if that person's in your family, then there's a higher likelihood of them telling you, you know what I'm saying, not to go to that part of town, or not maybe not that part of town. That's just an example, but not do this and not go there, not to dress this way, what have you. It's just a method of, you know what I'm saying, protecting yourself. You know what I'm saying. And King, I think we did have a conversation like yesterday about not being able to change your perception, but being able to change your own perception so others can. How would you say that?
I'm trying to remember what
yeah, my bad. Like because when we say like instead of I know what your argument was. We shouldn't focus on. What do you say? We should change. Oh, the women should change before the men should change, something like that, right? I'm not kind of bringing the conversation.
Okay, I got you. I said if women want men to change, women have to change, and they will have to demand that from men as a whole. Like women say they don't want these certain type of men, right? They would literally have to. All women have to agree that we will not date these type of men. We will not allow these type of men, and those men will cease to exist because they control the market. Niggas do what bitches like.
I always kind of I feel you on that because I kind of argued that too. Like that whole men leaders and women thing. I'm like, men acting according to what women
Women
want.
want,
You know
yes.
what women want.
So,
you know?
if they didn't want these type of men, they wouldn't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah,
see
you
what I'm
know,
saying?
men do the things they do because of the
of
women.
women.
You know what I'm saying? Like because of women. Like
That is I mean, and I've argued against this. I ain't gonna do it today.
you know, I could argue against it, but
Okay.
I strongly see that being the thing.
Oh, yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, like most men, you know,
They're trying to be what
most
women
men,
want.
you know, the trend to be popular. You know, most men do what women like. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Right.
most men do. To be honest, like
Right. So just so to like relating it to like the conversation I was trying to have was like women need to understand that them as an individual, right? You create. I don't want to be so headstrong to say that they create their own
yeah,
reality.
and I ain't saying it strongly on a woman, but you know, I'm just
There's a lot
saying
on
that
them, though.
I'm just saying that you know, when men do what you know what women like. You know,
Well,
what I'm saying?
no, I'm not talking. I'm trying to bridge it to the conversation we was having
Yeah.
before. So what I mean by that is not like I said, not to say that you can create your own reality, right? But you still can influence your own reality. So if a woman wants to go outside and have a safe stroll or something like that, it's in her best interest to listen to the man around her instead of because nobody's gonna have a protector or a bodyguard everywhere they go. So I'm just saying there's some decisions everybody, not just women, but there's decisions anybody can make that can essentially influence their outcomes, so that they can tailor it towards a more safe experience. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women have a problem with that because they feel like they're being held back. You know what I'm saying? They want to you know how women like to express themselves and stuff like that. But unfortunately, this is not the climate for you to be able to just do as you please. You know what I'm saying? Not without any type of discretion. And in my opinion, again, and the best way for women to be protected, again, is for them to listen to the people that surround them and then and act accordingly, not how they please. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean they need to, but they won't because they believe men have this. They believe men are supposed to have this level of self control they never had for millions of years.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have it just because you wanted them to have it. So they're gonna treat you. If we see a bitch with her ass out, the titties out, we gonna talk to that bitch a certain way. She's not gonna get treated with respect with a woman that's covered up. And then they get mad because you talk to them that type of way. What the fuck you out here for with your ass and pussy out? What we doing today?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but they expect you to treat them accordingly, like how you would treat your mother. My mother don't dress like that, bitch. But they.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I pretty much agree with that. I think basically just to kind of wrap it up. A lot of women can argue that. Well, yeah, I should be able to express myself. It's not like my body is born to be sexualized or whatever they try to say.
But
You know what I'm saying?
is.
Yeah.
But it is. The reason God gave you titty and ass is to make you desirable. He didn't give you titties and ass just to have titties
I ain't
and
gonna
ass.
say that now. It's more
You know,
meaning
amazing.
to it now. We ain't gonna
No,
do
but it
We ain't
is.
gonna say it like that.
Outside
now.
of the
It's
titty
more
part
meaning
for the
to
milk,
it, man. We ain't
for
gonna do
the
the
milk.
women. We ain't gonna do the black women like that.
Uh-oh.
though.
It's just
Come on
all
now,
women.
man.
It ain't just black women.
Yeah,
It's all
it's
women.
all women. You know, we gonna give
But
them. We gonna get their ass and titties more than that.
I'm just
We gonna
saying.
give them more than that.
I mean, he made you desirable for a reason to make us attracted to you. It's everything, even animals. They, it's a
It's
science
purpose
thing.
behind that.
Yeah.
Behind their titties. It's purpose behind
That's true.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All that ass ain't though. That's all I'm saying. God knows what he's doing.
So yeah, there's definitely purposes to the human anatomy outside of what looks good to the human.
It's purpose behind that.
They supposed to feed niggas.
Yeah, so for sure. So but yeah, so like I said, only thing we kind of suggest in here is you're not gonna be able to change every man. You're not gonna be able to just get on the camera and say every man needs to not look at me sexually and stuff like that, especially when it kind of goes against their nature. I mean, it's essentially like you're arguing your nature versus men's nature. And it's like, somebody's gonna have to budge, and and that's unfortunate, but it is what you gotta deal with that reality. Now, with that said, us at the Chicago Black Delegation podcast would argue that it'll be easier for you to make the decision before you leave the household to craft the experience that will likely benefit you getting home safe, and not to say that that the way you dress and maybe some source of or the way you act and all that stuff, it's like it means that you're asking to be attacked and all that stuff on the street.
Attacked, yeah.
It's just that I'm just saying there's a reason
Speaking
why.
Speaking for women though, I just feel like you have to understand that in the world we live in nowadays, you have them men who can't control themselves. So
You feel me?
you have to be open to the idea of when you stepping outside, half exposed or exposed, that it's gonna be a man that's possibly gonna come around you who can't control themselves and they hormones pretty much, because it's sick men out here,
Yeah, I mean, and if nothing else, you're gonna get unwanted attention. Y'all
you're gonna get unwanted attention. It may be from a man who can't completely control himself, or from a man who just like what he see and gotta say something.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's all. Otherwise,
And you can't argue, be like, men should be able to control themselves, but you have to respect the idea in life that there are men who cannot control themselves.
and you also have to understand that you had no say so on how they was upraised and all of that stuff. Everybody on the street is completely random.
You don't know who you walking past in life.
Yeah.
You never know who you walking past in life.
You got to be prepared. So and speaking of being prepared, you gotta get your card. You get your FYD card.
Oh yeah.
You strapped. I mean, I just is what it. I mean, like I said, we got a video.
Can't carry no gun naked though.
Huh?
Can't carry no gun.
There's another reason to wear some clothes. So hey, like I said, this nothing against y'all. It's just that these are just suggestions. And we, like I said, we'd argue that it will increase your likelihood of success. You know what I'm saying? These crazy streets of Chicago, especially with these migrants, man. Especially with these dudes out here being who they are. You know what I'm saying?
That's another
can of worms.
Another
Man, they've been raping the shit out of bitches and killing them.
All right, relax.
We gotta speak facts and
all right
facts.
I mean,
and we live right now.
Yeah,
We live.
one migrant, he raped a.
I know y'all heard about the migrants who robbed that robbed the guy on the CTA train, was it?
Yeah.
They killed him. Yeah, they killed him. They strangled him to death.
No, they killed him. I thought he was in critical condition.
No, they killed him. No, they strangled him to death. They all four of them got charged with
All
murder.
four of them got charged with murder.
Yeah, they was all young niggas. They was 18,
I know.
22.
Like 18 to 22. Yeah,
they was all
the
young
victim
niggas.
died.
They strangled him to death.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a lot of robberies on the train. It depends on which one. This was on like the north side somewhere, and they strangled him to death though. They all got charged with murder. It was four of them.
Yeah, I remember the four. Yeah,
Yeah,
18 to 22 or something.
No, they strangled the nigga to death.
They actually gonna hold him accountable too.
And they strangled him. Yeah, I know they say he passed away.
Yeah, they strangled to death. So yeah,
Really?
but they just deported him. They're not going to jail. They just gonna send him back. to the
deport
country.
him. Yeah. That's
I mean, literally, those niggas emptied their jails and gave us all the criminals. Most of the niggas is over here are cartel members. These are not regular citizens. These are gangsters, real niggas. Like, if you pay attention on the east side, them niggas outside, they getting right to it, like how they do in their town.
Nah, you ain't lying though. Like I've been seeing some of them. And I be looking like you look too.
Yeah, these niggas.
They don't look
they
like
got
you
the
heard it. They
tattoos.
look like you got a plan.
And these niggas is working. They like shit. They know how to trap like how we know how to sell dope. And they got the pure coke. They get that. They come from that. Like we got the cocaine, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And they doing what they do. They setting up shop and you know what I'm saying? Shit, niggas over east fucking with them niggas. Them niggas fucking with the blacks. Niggas like shit. They showing us how to get some money, nigga.
facts. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into like the first section here. Now, apparently, it's come to my attention that we have a bill that's being attempted to be signed, that's being pushed status by Chicago to real property transfer tax 7551, and its procedure is described as a tax imposed upon the privilege of transferring title to or beneficial interest in real property located in the city, whether or not the agreement or contract providing for the transfer is entered into the city. The tax shall be the rate of $3.75 per $500 of the transfer price or fraction thereof of the real property or the beneficial interest of real property. In addition, the supplemental tax at the rate of $1.50 per $500 of the transfer price or a fraction thereof shall be imposed on transfers taking place on or after April 1st, 2008, for the purpose of providing financial assistance to the Chicago Transit Authority. The supplemental tax shall be referred to as the CTA portion of the Chicago Real Property Transfer Tax, and the $3.75 tax shall be referred to as the city portion. So let's just talk about this for a little bit. So apparently, right, if I understand this correctly, they're taking if I were to sell my home, right, there was not the exchange between my ownership of the house into into the person that's that's the buyer, in other words, is not enough, right? Apparently, the city wants a little bit more. They wants their cut of that exchange of property that they will use to benefit the Chicago Transit Authority.
See, you got a different article. The one I read, they don't even know what they're gonna do with the money. You see what I'm saying?
Well, this is the Chicago City of Chicago site right here, ain't it?
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, sometimes there just be a lot of propaganda. They ain't saying what they were saying that it was gonna be used for other things and other activities. It ain't got shit to do with the buses. Nobody gives a fuck about those buses. They're not about to do shit with those buses and trades.
Because they just spent like all that money on what was that 95th, right?
That shit was a waste of taxpayer. The plans what they had for that shit was amazing, right? It's not what you got. They just gave a nigga a new place to sell loose squares. It was a waste of taxpayers.
Bro.
Isn't that amazing?
You ain't land them in a little bit more luxury.
Yeah, it was just
it looked nice.
But it's
a little
dirty.
bit more luxury.
They needed to buy so much the surrounding area. It was supposed to look.
That's funny though.
It was supposed to look like something like the airport, but it's not. The plan was not what the fuck we got. So all you did was spend a lot of taxpayer money for a nicer place to sell loose squares.
Hell no.
That's all that it was.
That is crazy. Oh,
it was a waste of time.
All right, well, damn. So yeah, so apparently they want to. I don't know. Maybe you think so. You don't think they're gonna use this?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Okay, so
what the fuck's wrong with the buses now? What's the fuck wrong? I mean, the little railroad. If they trying to get money, they got money for the to extend the railroad to 119. That ain't really too much. That ain't that fucking much money. They're trying to hide behind certain things and programs, but they're not really going to do that. They just playing on words. You know what I'm saying? Just to say so you can vote for something.
Damn.
And then once you vote for it, they're going to fuck you with all these loopholes, and that's what's going to happen. They hiding behind a lot of things. That's why they're just playing on a lot of words. And that's not even the full bill. A bill is like 500 pages. That's just like a couple main ideas they threw in front of you just to sum it up to, like, that's what they want you to see. You see what I'm saying? So if they do this tax transfer law right, it's going to start with, it's going to start for the higher homes, but it's going to go to the middle class and lower class people. And they already have a closing cost. That's already a lot of money right there they get money from that's just useless. You see what I'm saying? You already have that, but they want more money. You see what I'm saying? And they're spending our money unwisely. You see what I'm saying? We wasted over probably almost $500 million on migrants. And what the fuck you think is going to happen? And then they were saying if they even did this, they're not trying to put nothing towards the homeless problem that we have here, nothing towards education, nothing towards like restructuring of the city, like potholes and street fixing. They just talking about some dumbass CTA shit. Like that.
Yeah, they didn't without going into details as far as what exactly needs to be fixed within the CTA or any type of expansion within the CTA.
And that's how that leaves a gray area to manipulate the public.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I don't feel like the CTA is as big as a factor as it was back in the day. Like, yeah, people still use the CTA, of course, yeah, but I feel like with the world now, it's just so advanced. People use Uber a lot, and
they drive them scooters, the bikes.
Bikes. It's like, the CTA is definitely, people still use it on a daily basis and, rely on the CTA, yeah. But I kind of agree, like, what changes need to be made with the CTA as of right now.
Yeah, that's not that serious. But there's other things they need money for, and they hiding it behind this bill. Because if you say yes to this bill, it's going to come with a bunch of little tree branches leading into other shit. You see what I'm saying? And then and the lower class and the middle class people are going to get fucked. They shouldn't be adding for 20% more of your money. 20% of what they asking for is a lot already.
Oh
You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? That's not
especially talking about a house, selling
a
selling
house.
a
So
property.
they try to, if you sell a house for $300,000, they gonna try to take 80 to 90,000 on top.
Everybody that sells a house.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And then the $1 million people are going to lose more. But the problem is they keep saying we're just trying to do this to the rich. But the problem is the rich is leaving Chicago. You don't want the rich people to leave Chicago because they're going to leave you with these high-ass
The
taxes.
whole time, Chief, they don't say nothing about no rich people.
Anyway,
Yeah.
though. I mean,
They going to Texas.
they leaving regardless.
So let's talk about the exemptions and deductions and stuff like that. The exemptions allowed are transfers or of real property acquired by or from a government body, and certain transfers by or from certain nonprofit organizations, transfers in which the instrument secures debt or other obligations, transfers without additional consideration to correct, modify, confirm, or supplement a deed previously recorded, transfers less than $500. Okay, who the fuck's gonna sell a house for? Transfers in which the deed.
I mean, you can. If you wanted to give somebody so low so they
Yeah,
have to
right,
pay taxes,
yeah.
you give it to them for $500.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well yeah, sure, you can definitely do it. I'm saying like who the fuck? Well, I don't.
You know, somebody giving a house
somebody,
to their kid or
Yeah,
something.
somebody
like
gonna
so
do
you
it.
don't have to pay no tax on that
Yeah.
motherfucker. Really, here, give it to me $500, nigga. We good.
Transfer in which the deed is tax. Transfer in which the instrument releases property which secures debt. Transfers in which the deed is a deed of partition. Transfers between a parent and its subsidiary or
So they want
between.
their inheritance. This is more to it. See, this is talking about your inheritance. This is what they was talking about also too, taxing what you get when a person died. That right now they can't do that, so they want to tax people inheritance. See how they sneaking that into the bill. This is more to it just in the CTA shit. Now we talking about taxing one inheritance.
Yeah, transfer between a parent and its this is exemptions. These are not included
Oh,
into
not
this.
okay.
So yeah, transfer between parent and a subsidiary or between subsidiaries with the same parent because of merger, consolidation, or the sale of substantially all of the seller's assets. Yeah. Transfers from a subsidiary to a parent, transfers from a subsidiary to its parent for no consideration other than the cancellation or surrender of a subsidiary stock, confirmed plan under bankruptcy, enterprise zones where property is used primarily for commercial or industrial purposes, transfers to lenders pursuant to a mortgage or security interest foreclosure proceeding or made in lieu of foreclosure, HOME program, transferred to title to a beneficial interest in the primary residence of a legally recognized couple or one member of the couple to the other by order of the court resulting from a legal separation or divorce proceeding. No transfer is exempt under declaration describes. No transfer is exempt unless a declaration describes the facts supporting the exemption along with supporting documentation. Okay. So yeah. So if you qualify, if any of those things fall under your situation when you're transferring property, you will be exempt from this tax. Any comments regarding that? So we can move on. Okay.
No, Chicago, don't do it. Don't fuck with the transfer tax at all. That's the comments. Don't do it. Don't do it at all.
So this is, I would say, is another piece of the transfer tax. Like you said, it's a bill is just